Welcome to episode 30 of the Superparent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning. Today's episode is Always Selling.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving, and while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Superparent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
Hey parents out there, Dr. Nick Fanning once again with the Superparent Podcast. And today's topic we're going to be talking about, we're always selling. And what does that mean? In fact, let's say that you're even a stay-at-home parent and you're not actually in business or anything like that. I can tell you that this podcast is still for you. We're still constantly selling. And it might be to your kids. You might be trying to sell them on good manners or on eating healthy and not eating candy. And maybe actually selling them on doing their homework or acting in a certain manner. And so what I mean by that is that we have to be really crystal clear on what exactly we're selling versus the process of it really truly. And so, folks, whether you're in business or a stay-at-home mom or dad, listen up. So, guys, the big thing with this is that there's a lot of different ways to basically sell things. And sometimes it can be for financial gain, especially if you're out here. But here's the thing. We need to take out a pen and paper and really get crystal clear on what you sell. For example, if we take kind of the jeweler. On the surface, you could say, hey, I sell jewelry, or I sell diamonds, or I sell bracelets and stuff like that. But if you really took a deeper look at exactly what they're selling, what you're actually selling is perhaps celebration. You know, you're celebrating an anniversary. I'm selling in a memory or a memoir or a token of appreciation. I'm selling that myself to this woman who I'm going to be engaged with, that this diamond is forever, and this is a simple memento of just how much I care for you, how much I sacrifice, how much I'm going to put aside, how much I'm going to secure to win your favor. You know, in all honesty, if we really got down to it and got really deep into the psychology of selling, I think we go a lot farther in our attempts. As a parent, the things you may be selling to your children is that you're really honestly, you know what, I am selling future success for you. I am selling great manners, and I am selling a easier life or a more congruent life or whatever it might be. I might be selling you health and happiness. So folks, really get crystal clear on this, because you know, in whatever situation it be is, and in fact we can do example after example. You know, it could be a bank account or a financial planner selling you on a stocks or bonds or a life insurance. And in fact, insurance is probably one of the easiest things, because it's selling you security, it's selling you peace of mind, so that way you don't have to worry in the background of like, oh goodness, if I lose this, what will happen? Or if there's a fire, what will happen? And that's what I do every single day with health and working with my clients, is that I'm trying to sell them to be the very best version of themselves. And so I know if that somebody can't feel good and they can't function good, they're not going to be the very best. And so it might be, I am selling you to be the best parent possible. I am selling you to be the best coworker or to be the best spouse. So that way you're not constantly distracted or just kind of bogged down with whether it's stress or pain or whatever it might be. And so that's my true human capacity, and that's what my true soul purpose is. You got to figure out what's for you, because I can tell you it's a lot easier when you're going to work, and you can say it one of two ways. Either I traded an hour of my life for $13, or I make $13 an hour. Well, you could say the same thing with your purpose. Is I did my purpose for $13, or you know, I traded an hour of doing my purpose for 13 hours. And what I really honestly mean this is that when you are living your purpose and defining that, and you have a crystal clear vision of that, there's no holding you back. In fact, it probably wouldn't even take any money to actually have you do that. Because when you're singing at your highest and you're just loving life, then you know what's going on here. So parents, coworkers, spouses, whatever it might be, get crystal clear about what you're selling. Honestly, even spouses, you might be selling like, hey, where you want to eat tonight? You know, we joke about those things, but it's one of those things that has to be constantly done. And to be absolutely honest, one of those things that once you actually sell somebody on it, you should be constantly reaffirming on it. And in fact, I would even say that especially for spouses or parenthoods, you're constantly redoing. Kids like to remind you that you have to repeat yourself often. The spouse, we sometimes get a little slack, and I can tell you this, that if you're going to slack off on selling yourself to your spouse, things are going to go downhill pretty quick. I've been through a nasty divorce. I can tell you this, you know, halfway through, we just kind of got a little lazy about things, unfocused really. And I have to say this, if you constantly just, you know, are putting yourself out there, going on dates, doing those little things that kind of help the other person feel special, because what you're doing is you're selling yourself on how much you love them, how much you cherish them, and maybe even how much you respect them, that things are going to go a lot better for you. So that's your homework today. I would honestly take a look at your different roles, and you can say, okay, my role, and list them down: father, a business owner, a doctor, parent, spouse, you know what I mean? And then write those out and say, okay, what am I truly selling on each one of those things, and what can I do to be a better effective closer or salesperson with those things? And so for my kids, I might just say, honestly, I don't like having to discipline them, but what I'm trying to sell them on is a fact of respect, or whatever it is it might be like, or the effects of manners and being a good civil servant. As a business owner, I may not want to discipline my employees, but I'm going to make sure that they provide value, and I'm selling them on a certain purpose and vision of the office. And if they're not giving me 100%, 10%, then we're not serving our clients or those people at 110%. Does that kind of make sense? I hope it does all for you, and I hope it resonates for you guys. So again, that's what your homework is honestly define your roles, and then make sure that you're taking a look at, hey, what am I selling in each one of those? Because I can tell you, your effectiveness is going to go tenfold. Again, this is Dr. Nick Fanning with the Super Parent Podcast. And gosh, guys, I'm just praying for all of you, and I hope you're doing all your best. Let me reach out to me in the comments section or email if you need any help or comments, or if you have any concerns. All right? Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.